Please subscribe, like and share Wens News Network on YouTube.
A credit war has begun at international level regarding the India and Pakistan tensions. A recent statement from Chinese foreign minister who claimed that China has mediated to de-escalate the military exercise between India and Pakistan recently. So that means China is claiming that they are the one who actually halted the Operation Sindoor from Indian side. They have negotiated the talks. But we have heard several times from another person that he is the one who actually stopped the war between India and Pakistan recently. Of course, this name comes into your mind. US President Donald Trump. From several stages, multiple times, Donald Trump claimed that he is the one who actually received the call from Pakistan side, and then he called to the Indian government to stop this Operation Sindoor exercise. But what is the reason behind this taking the credit to stop the war? So we will first make you listen Wang's recent statement.
面对国际道义危局，中国是压舱石，强权不是真理，赢者不能通吃，良知不会泯灭，公道自在人间。中国外交弘扬和平、发展、公平、正义、民主、自由的全人类共同价值，致力于在世界上守正道、扬公道、行大道，坚定守护无极道义的理想。我们践行客观公正、标本兼治的中国特色热点问题解决之道，坚持不干涉内政、不拱火浇油、不拉偏架、不谋私利，一秉诚意，斡旋缅北、伊朗和印巴巴以等不论，以及最近的减碳冲突。我们在事关国际道义的大是大非问题上，坚定站在历史正确的一方，旗帜鲜明反对霸权主义和强权政治，向遭受不公的国家提供力所能及的道义行动支持。关税战、贸易战损害各国正当权益，损害多边贸易体制。我们挺身而出，既是为了维护自身的正当权益，更是为了捍卫国际公平正义。
So you heard Chinese minister. Why Chinese minister is claiming this? And he's not only claiming the India-Pakistan's military exercise de-escalation. He's also talking about to end the Thailand-Cambodia war and several other wars also. But what is the point? What is the point? Why they are intervening into this issue? Though we would like to tell you that Indian government, Ministry of External Affairs has already rebutted this claim. No political interference has altered the exercise. There was no political interference due to which this exercise was halted. The India made it very clear. Now so-called world peace leader and US President Donald Trump, he claimed several times, even while meeting with Prime Minister of Israel Benjamin Netanyahu, and either he was meeting to President of Ukraine Zelensky, he always pointed about the India-Pakistan war, and he claimed that he is the one who actually mediated the talks, and then both the countries has de-escalated their army exercise. But India has not endorsed anyone's statement. Now we will play some parts from the Donald Trump's earlier claims regarding the same issue.
Think of it, we stopped a potential nuclear war between Pakistan and India, and the head of Pakistan, highly respected general, he's a field marshal, and also the Prime Minister of Pakistan said President Trump saved 10 million lives, maybe more, by getting that war. You know, 8 planes were shot down. That war was starting to rage.
So now you have heard both leaders, US President Donald Trump and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. But what's India's take? India is not endorsing anyone's statement, neither US President Donald Trump's statement and nor Chinese Foreign Minister's statement. India's take on this entire issue is that India has de-escalated and paused Operation Sindoor inside the Pakistani territory just because they have achieved all the targets. There was no such international political pressure on India to stop this exercise. It was very much clear. Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has repeated these lines multiple times. even in the floor of the house inside the Lok Sabha, and even addressing the public, and even addressing defense forces, and even the media address also. They have made it crystal clear that there was no international pressure on India, due to which they have just paused the exercise, military exercise, in fact, inside Pakistani territory, though they have achieved all their targets, which was planned, and that's the reason they have just paused it. Indian forces have specifically targeted several terrorist camps inside Pakistani territories, and after that, that operation was halted inside Pakistan, but in India, Operation Sindoor is still continue. The fight against terrorism and terrorists is still continue. Armed forces is still continue with Operation Sindoor inside India. But now let's come to the point. Why China and United States wanted to take the credit of this entire situation? What is the reason behind why they wanted to pose themselves as a world peace leader? And why they both are coming narrow to India and Pakistani tensions? And they are the one who actually de-escalated and mediated between two countries? Why all of a sudden? Now what happened to US President Donald Trump's claims, who was specifically given this statement that Donald Trump received the phone call from Pakistani Field Marshal Asim Munir, Pakistan's Prime Minister, and then he communicated to Indian side, Indian government, to halt this exercise. This was a specific claim of Donald Trump, US President. Though Chinese Foreign Minister has given a very routine statement without any specifications. But Donald Trump is doing full-fledged PR of this issue. But why? Why it is happening? And in fact, why these leaders are trying to be the world peace leaders? This is a big question. Though India is not endorsing anyone's statement, India is on its own, and in fact India has made it very clear, after achieving all the targets in Operation Sindoor, they have de-escalated. They have stopped the military operation inside Pakistani territory, but Operation Sindoor is still continued inside Indian territory. So this was the statement and this was the issue, but one single line has escalated the debate among two countries. Why they wanted to take the credit of India-Pakistan de-escalations.
Gig workers associated with major app-based platforms such as Zomato, Swiggy, Blinkit, Zepto, Amazon, and Flipkart had announced a strike, protesting against low and fluctuating payouts, unsafe delivery targets, lack of social security, and sudden changes in incentive structures. The proposed strike had raised concerns of large-scale disruption in food, grocery, and e-commerce deliveries during the year-end rush. However, the strike has now been called off after these platforms announced temporary relief measures, including higher incentives, peak hour bonuses, and operational assurances to delivery partners. Union leaders say the decision to step back has been taken for now, while talks continue with the companies. Even as services resume, workers maintain that their core demands remain unresolved, indicating this may only be a temporary pause in the protest.